Assalamu alaikum dear learners and a very good evening. Welcome to Ababil English Level 1. In our last video, we started off with talking about a toolkit which has all the elements that we require for writing a perfect essay. In today's video, we're going to extend that topic to a next level and going to talk about another most important element that we require to craft a perfect essay, and that is essay mapping. Now, when I say mapping, what is the image that comes to your mind first? Of course, the first image might be of a map where a person is probably carrying a pen and a paper in his hand, drawing out or chalking out a map on the paper to make it easier to navigate through something. This technique is very important. But before we discuss the details, let's quickly recap what we started off with. In our last video, we started off with discussing the types of essays. We talked about descriptive essays, critical, analytical, commentary, persuasive, argumentative, critical, cause and effect, and a lot more. We also talked about what are the essential elements to construct an essay. We looked at different examples of descriptive essays. Then we also talked about different categories of the descriptive type of essay. In the end, we also looked at a few possible topics of different categories of the descriptive type. To top it off, we discussed a very important technique to increase your focus and productivity when you're trying to achieve some special assignment results. Yes, we talked about the Pomodoro technique. I'm sure you have been applying it since then, and if you have not, it's my strong recommendation that you do it. Do it at least twice a week, and you'll see the difference yourself. Let's come back to our topic. When we were mapping the essay, remember we also discussed a standard format of 5-paragraph system that we are going to follow for the essay writing. In that 5-paragraph writing format, we talked about 2 most important paragraphs, first coming at the start, at the beginning of the essay, and the other one at the end or the finishing line of the essay. First one calling introduction paragraph. In that, we talked about a topic sentence and a thesis sentence. We talked about the thesis statement in terms of rephrasing the topic sentence to prove the point that this is something we are going to talk about, and then giving a couple of supporting ideas in support of that statement to give the reader an idea that what is he going to be finding out or reading in the essay and what should he expect. In the conclusion, we're going to present a summary of all the comments, the statements, the facts or the arguments, whatever the essay type is. We're going to summarize all of that. We're giving a crux of all of the discussion to the reader so that he might be recapping that entire thing. It's similar to what I do in the lectures. Before starting the new topic, we recap whatever we studied and discussed in the last video. And this is very important. We'll also talk about learning how to learn and how this spatial management technique, how this spatial repetition, how this recap helps you and helps your brain rewire and strengthen the connections that your brain has made in learning new things. And this is very important. It's very important to understand how your brain works when you're learning new things. It helps you manage the process effectively. We'll come back to this because it's very interesting and a very detailed topic. So before that, let's come back to the standard format. We also talked about the body paragraphs, but not in detail. We're going to discuss this. So remember when I said you have to recap through all the lectures to buckle up with all the essential elements that we have studied so far in the course? including all the tenses, the grammar part, the prepositions, the verbs, the types of verbs. We also discussed some transition words, remember? And I said take note of this lecture, note them down somewhere, all the categories, because we are going to use it extensively in the essay writing. And why is it important? Very good question. And we've answered that a lot of times, and I cannot reiterate it enough, because transition words help us smoothly transition, smoothly get into another idea, smoothly transfer from one idea to the other, smoothly slide into it, instead of jumping abruptly from one idea to the other and then back to it and then go back and forth, because that gives a very incoherent essay. That looks like a jungle of ideas, a random ideas just spreading on the paper. We don't have to do that. So in order to create a perfectly crafted, coherent essay with ideas having stronger connections with each other and one idea smoothly transitioning into another so that it looks like closely knitted and bonded ideas, we have to use transitional phrases. So we are going to talk about the first body paragraph. Go back to the lecture where we discussed the categories of the transition words, and you can use any one of them depending on what type of essay it is, what is the topic, and what is the situation that you want the word to use in. Choose a word accordingly. For example, to begin with, and then you have to restate the thesis statement. For example, I gave you a topic on traffic rules again. You made a thesis statement or a topic statement. The traffic rules are there to protect us, to protect human beings, to protect the citizens, to protect the drivers on the road, anything that comes to your mind. And then you give a couple of supporting ideas, expressing what the readers should be expecting to read in the next line, in the next paragraphs. And then you come to the first paragraph, first body paragraph. And then you say, to begin with, there are such and such numbers of accidents that happen due to violation of traffic rules. Now, this sentence is the crux of all the information that you're going to give in the first body. So now, in the first paragraph, you have to support your thesis statement of the first body paragraph. So you'll knit around it, you'll go around it, you'll go out and about. By saying what? By saying all those comments and facts and figures and statements and arguments to support that yes, accidents on the road are caused majorly by violation of traffic rules. So you'll give any facts and figures that you have probably researched from authentic sources, you read somewhere in the newspaper, you heard it from some anchor, or whatever the source is. Then comes the second body paragraph. And when, remember, we are talking about different paragraph, it means different ideas, different comments. But remember, all these comments are going back again and again and over again to the introduction to the thesis statement, because all of them are corroborating them in the first place, right? So each of them has to go back and corroborate that yes, this was the thesis statement, so this is the idea that I'm providing to support that statement. Same goes with the third paragraph. And when we come to the conclusion, go back again to that lecture when we talked about the categories. I provided you with a lot of transition words that we can use in the last paragraph. Pick any one of them according to the situation, and then summarize all the facts and figures and statements and information that you have used in the entire essay to prove your point. And you summarize it, like I summarize most of the times in the end of the lecture. How are we going to do that? Let's discuss what is essay mapping and why am I emphasizing over it so much. So when I talk about essay map, it asks you to predict where your reader will expect background information, where he will expect counter argument, closing analysis of maybe a primary source, of a secondary source, material, etc. But they're not concerned with paragraphs so much as the sections of an essay. What do I mean? Let's first have a look on a map. For example, I gave you a topic, my dream vacation. Now, by reading the topic, you might have very initial idea in your mind that I want to know that how do you think your dream vacation should be? What things should it include? Or if you were on a dream vacation last year, how was it? How was the experience? So you have to use all the elements, the figures of speech, the parts of speech, the grammar, the prepositions, everything. You have to use each and everything to make it beautiful, to give the reader a feeling that yes, it was really it. So the topic, the central idea, the center point, the main keyword is going to be right in the middle of the paper. You write it right there in the middle, my dream vacation. And then you draw different branches out of it. And in each of the branch, you write one keyword, like warm, relaxing, adventure, time off, delicious. And I always add another blank space in which I write new ideas. Because whenever I'm writing about any of these keywords that I've just mentioned, somehow a very irrelevant idea would come to my mind and I would be unable to categorize that which keyword is it related to, and I cannot find anything. So those haphazard ideas, random ideas are going to be in the new ideas. For example, your dream vacation was full of laughters, you were with family and friends, and there were a lot of other lovely people. So the company was lovely. There were midnight dancing parties, so it was very relaxing. There were new music concerts. There were maybe some live music performances. There was a favorite singer in the cafe bar. There was an open mic in some cafe and you really enjoyed karaoke there, etc., etc. Then it was really an adventure. Beautiful areas, there were old squares, there were mountains, there were different valleys, there was probably a haunted house, there was probably a very old historical tower or a building or a temple, and you went with your friends to explore it, and etc., etc. All the connected ideas are then started coming in, and then you're writing and you're on speed, right? So this is very important. Whenever you have a prompt for an essay or a topic for an essay, don't just jump the gun and don't just start writing. And please take notice that I've just mentioned an idiom, don't jump the gun, which means do not jump to the conclusion, do not jump to the task right there. जल्दबाजी नहीं करनी, पहले उसको अच्छी तरह सोचें, समझें, उसको प्लान करें, और उसके बाद उसके प्रोज एंड कॉन्स वे करने के बाद या उसके पॉइंट्स लिखने के बाद उसके ऊपर एक्चुअली काम स्टार्ट करें. So you don't have to jump the gun. You have to pick a pencil and a paper and write what are those things that you want to talk about. For example, my dream vacation, you want to talk about how warm the area was, how beautiful the area was, how adventurous it felt, how it was so relaxing to have some time off from the daily bustling routine, how relaxing it was, and what made it relaxing. All these ideas are then interconnected. And then some of the new ideas also started coming in that I felt very welcome, because native people were very warm there, and they offered us some very comforting local food. There was photo snapping. There were really cute photo booths there on the roads. We met new people and they were really amazing. Different tourists from each part of the world were coming in. So lots of new ideas. See? And I'm talking all of this stuff extempore. I didn't think of anything when I was typing all these things here. I've just started thinking. I'm just speaking it out right there. So this is the purpose of drawing a map, because it helps you navigate through your ideas, and it makes it easier to organize your essay when you're actually writing it in the exam. For example, I ask you to write 300 words on your daily routine, which I already have, I guess. And now the central idea is your daily life. So that's going to come right in the middle of that paper, right? And then you draw different branches out of it. One branch is meals, one branch is how is your exercise routine, one branch is about what you do before work, what you do at work, what you do after the work, what's your evening routine, etc., etc. So now when you have all these key points in yellow circles, you branch it out further into the blue circles, where you go into the nitty-gritties, where you go into the detail. For example, what about meals? What do you like to have in breakfast? What do you like to have in lunch or dinner? Do you take a snack or not? Are you on a diet or not? Are you following maybe a keto diet or maybe another type of crash dieting course, etc., etc. So now from the main daily life central idea, there were few branches in the yellow circle, and then from those ideas even more branches are coming out with a lot of ideas. So now you have a lot of stuff, a lot of material to talk about. So your essay is going to probably exceed the word limit, right? But don't do that. Okay. I just wanted you to have an idea that how can you use mapping in the writing process. When we talk about mapping, of course, mapping means you have to put your ideas on paper so you have it easier to navigate. For example, when I was starting to design the curriculum for this Ababil course, I would just sit down in silence and I would think about all the random ideas, because of course structural English is very vast. It's a vast subject. It has lots and lots of topics. It has a lot of material. I had studied a lot of books, plus my 5-6 years experience, plus there's so much on the internet. There's so many catchy things that you want your learners to learn. So there was a lot of stuff. It was really hard to pick from all of these. It was really hard to choose from all of that because I wanted all of you to learn the best. So what I did was I picked up my diary and a pencil and I started drawing out, chalking out a map. Week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. And then I branched out few more circles, focusing especially on the fact that what is it that you need at this stage? What is it that you need the most? So I prioritized and I found what's the most important component that you should be taking out by the end of the course, what should be learning by the end of the course. This made the decision much, much easier. So I've drawn a similar thing here. For example, the writing process, whatever you're writing, whether you're writing a story, you're writing an essay or a blog or an article for some freelancing site, whatever you're doing, whenever you're writing, there is a process involved where first off, you don't just start writing by that. You don't just start writing like that. No, that's the wrong approach. The right approach is to do planning and pre-writing. This pre-writing is also called clustering. In clustering, you write one key idea and you think through and you plan before writing. So pre-writing is of course about thinking about the topic. You think about the topic, you think about the possible ideas that could be generated, and then you generate ideas. How can you generate ideas about a topic? The simplest and easiest way to do is you have a topic, you go for the FAQs. You go for what, why, how, when, which, who. Answer all these questions about the topic. Whatever applies there, ask WH questions. Do clustering. Clustering is you write a keyword and you think about it and generate relevant ideas. You can brainstorm. You can free write. Write any idea that comes to your mind. Just write it randomly. Write bullet points, headings about it. And then later when you're writing the essay in actual, you can organize them. So By this technique, you can generate different ideas. And remember, we're not writing essay right now. It's just the pre-writing process. And then we have planning. Planning in terms of what could be discussed in the introduction. What could be the idea to be discussed in paragraph 1, and then 2, and then 3. And how many ideas do I want to discuss? How many words do I have to write? What is the word limit? What do I do to not exceed the limit? And what should I and how should I summarize? What should I recommend at the end? Do they need my recommendation or not? What kind of audience and I'm going to target? And a lot more. So all this comes in the process number 1, which is pre-writing. You're not actually writing, you're actually planning. And remember, this case and this rule does not apply in just the essays. It applies in everything in life. Trust me, it's so important. Have you ever heard of 80-20 principle? It's very important. We'll talk about this in some daily dose, but for now, let me just tell you that, trust me, planning is so important in life, because for the sake of example, let's come back to the essay. What happens if you start writing essay without planning? For example, मैंने आपको कोई असाइनमेंट दिया, आप उसको प्लान नहीं करते, आप उसको बस रैंडमली लिखते हैं, आपको लगता है बहुत अच्छा लिखा है, ग्रामेटिकली भी ठीक है, सब कुछ ठीक है, बस आपने जल्दी से उसको टर्न इन कर दिया. अब जब मेरा फीडबैक उस पर आएगा, ऑफ कोर्स मैंने उसमें सब चीज़ें जज करनी है कि आपने क्या क्या कैसे लिखा है, कोहेरेंस कितनी है, ट्रांजिशन सही तरह की है या नहीं की, कौन से आइडियाज़ कैसे स्ट्रक्चर किए हैं, ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ठीक है या नहीं ठीक है, एंड अ लॉट मोर थिंग्स. तो ऑब्वियसली जब मेरा फीडबैक आएगा, उसके बाद आपको दोबारा उस पर काम करना पड़ेगा. ट्रस्ट मी, इट्स गोना टेक more time. It's gonna take double the time, or maybe even more than that. So to save the time, you have to work smartly. You have to plan ahead. पहले प्लान करें और फिर लिखें. इसमें 80-20 का रूल कैसे अप्लाई होगा? 80% of the time you have to plan and 20% of the time you have to write. Because जब आपके पास प्लान होगा, पूरा मैप होगा, आपको पता होगा अब यहाँ से जाना है, अब यहाँ से जाना है, अब इस डायरेक्शन में जाना है, अब लेफ्ट जाना है, अब राइट जाना है, तो सफ़र आसान हो जाएगा. लेकिन अगर आप बग़ैर प्लान के लिखोगे तो इट विल बी रियली डिफ़िकल्ट फॉर यू अपने ही आइडियाज़ को ऑर्गेनाइज़ करना. कुछ भूल जाएंगे एंड तक जाते जाते, कुछ एंड में जाके याद आएगा कि ओ ये तो शुरू में लिखना था. तो इस तरह से सारा ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ख़राब हो जाती है. प्री राइटिंग के बाद ड्राफ्ट करेंगे. ऑफ कोर्स ड्राफ्ट करने में क्या मतलब है कि आपने जो आउटलाइन बनाई है, जो थीम आपने सेलेक्ट किया है ऐसे का, उसके हिसाब से आपने आइडियाज़ को ऑर्गेनाइज करना है कि दिस आइडिया हैज़ टू बी इन द इंट्रोडक्शन पैराग्राफ, this has to be in the first body paragraph, this has to be in the second, this has to be in the last, and a lot more. And you connect the ideas. You write the topic sentence, you write the supporting sentences, next paragraph, another new idea, topic sentence, supporting sentence, and goes on. जब आपने ड्राफ्ट कर लिया पूरा ऐसे, उसका एक रफ ड्राफ्ट आपने क्रिएट कर लिया, उसके बाद you have to revise. Do not turn in, do not submit, do not email. always रिवाइज करने में क्या है, अगर आपके पीयर रिव्यू से चेकलिस्ट करा सकते हैं, अपने फ्रेंड्स को दे सकते हैं, अपने क्लासमेट्स से चेक करा सकते हैं, उनसे आइडियाज़ ले सकते हैं, उनसे ब्रेनस्टॉर्म कर सकते हैं तो करें. और अगर नहीं कर सकते तो आपने ख़ुद उसको एडिट करना है, ख़ुद उसको प्रूफ रीड करना है. स्पेलिंग मिस्टेक्स तो नहीं है, मैं कौन से नैरेटिव में लिख रहा था, मुझे फर्स्ट पर्सन में लिखना था, मैंने कहीं सेकंड पर्सन में तो नहीं लिख दिया रवानी में, मैंने प्रपोजिशंस ठीक लगाए हैं, मैंने ट्रांजिशन वर्ड्स सही जगह यूज़ किए हैं, कम तो नहीं लगा दिए या बहुत ज़्यादा तो नहीं लगा दिए. इन सब चीज़ों के लिए आपने प्रूफ रीड करना है एंड मेक श्योर कि आपके स्पेलिंग ठीक होने चाहिए. मैंने अभी थीम की बात की कि आपने ऐसे का थीम बिल्ड करना है. वो कैसे करेंगे और ये थीम होता क्या है? थीम बिल्ड करने के लिए सबसे पहला स्टेप है, यू हैव टू रीड द एसे प्रॉम्प्ट वेरी केयरफुली. व्हाट इज़ द एसे प्रॉम्प्ट? जो भी टॉपिक आपको दिया हुआ है, वो टॉपिक एक लफ्ज़ भी हो सकता है, दो भी हो सकते हैं, ग्रुप ऑफ वर्ड्स भी हो सकते हैं, एक फ्रेज़ भी हो सकती है. तो आपने उसको सबसे पहले गौर से पढ़ना है ताकि आप उसके पोटेंशियल एस्पेक्ट्स उसके अपने जहन में ला सको कि इसमें क्या क्या चीज़ मैं डिस्कस करना चाहता हूँ. सो यू हैव टू रीड इट वेरी केयरफुली. Whatever the specific prompt is given to you, most of the essay prompts will ask you to identify the theme or the overarching message in a text. Look at the terms used in the prompt. Highlight the keywords. This will help you identify what you need to address as you write your essay. What's the next step? You have to brainstorm the ideas for the essay. Once you have read and considered the essay prompt, brainstorm on how you can write your essay. You will use research and evidence to support the central argument. Start to write down the examples that you can use to reflect on the theme. Make a list of everything you know about the topic. Remember the WH question? जो भी टॉपिक है आपका, क्या है, क्यों है, कब हुआ, कैसे हुआ, किसने किया, कहाँ किया, WH क्वेश्चंस, जितना इनमें से जितना आपको आंसर्स जितने भी आते हैं उन सब के आंसर्स आपने लिख लिए. This can be information you learned in the class maybe, or that you found on your own, maybe found on the internet, in the books, in a newspaper, magazine, journal, whatever. Write down keywords or the key scenes in the text that respond to the essay prompt. For example, when you brainstorm the ideas, many random thoughts are going to come in. Write all of them down. What's the next step? You have to create a thesis statement. It's just for the sake of an example. Read it if you want, but thesis statement is of course a single sentence and it's going to summarize the entire essay. ये बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट कैरेक्टरिस्टिक है कि आपने टॉपिक सेंटेंस में या थीसिस सेंटेंस में आपने क्या करना है. पूरे ऐसे में आपने जो भी बताया है उसकी समरी आपने पहले ही दे देनी है. You'll need to include this in your introductory paragraph, of course, the very first paragraph, the very first sentence, and the rest of your essay will need to support it. This is what I've been mentioning so far, the thesis statement and then supporting ideas to come back again and over again to the thesis statement. Your thesis statement will need to address the theme, your primary example or examples, and the stance that you will take on the topic. For example, if there's an argumentative essay, or for example जैसे कल मैंने को-एजुकेशन की बात की थी, अब आपने अपना स्टांस पहले ही पैराग्राफ में थीसिस स्टेटमेंट में ही बता देना है by using a pro or a con for the topic. अगर आप उसके हक में लिख रहे हैं, प्रोज लिखना चाहते हैं, उसके मेरिट्स या उसके एडवांटेजेस लिखना चाहते हैं, तो उसी के हवाले से आपने ओपनिंग लाइन भी अपनी देनी है. थीसिस स्टेटमेंट क्या है? ओपनिंग लाइन है आपकी, ओपनिंग कमेंट है आपका, जो कि रीडर को भी बता देगा कि इस ऐसे में को एजुकेशन के हक में बात होने जा रही है या उसके अगेंस्ट बात होने जा रही है. Obviously, when you're going to make a thesis statement, you have to stick to it. You have to provide all the evidences and ideas that support it. ऐसे नहीं होगा कि आपने शुरू तो प्रोज से किया था, शुरू तो एजुकेशन के को एजुकेशन के फ़ायदे से किया था, लेकिन थर्ड या फोर्थ बॉडी पैराग्राफ में जाके आपने उसके अगेंस्ट भी बता दिया. नो, दैट इज़ अ रॉन्ग अप्रोच. स्टेटमेंट बनाने के बाद you have to outline the essay. How do you outline? Once you've figured out your thesis, you can begin outlining, and we have to follow that standard 5 paragraph format for now. ये 5 से ज़्यादा भी हो सकते हैं. ज़्यादा क्यों होंगे? जब हम बॉडी पैराग्राफ के नंबर ऐड करते हैं, बिकॉज इंट्रोडक्टरी तो एक ही रहता है, कंक्लूजन भी एक ही रहता है, लेकिन अगर दरमियान में जो पैराग्राफ्स हैं उसका नंबर ज़्यादा हो जाएगा तो ये उससे ज़्यादा हो जाता है. Before we move ahead, let's first understand how can we outline the essay. आउटलाइन करने के डिफरेंट मेथड्स हैं. ऑब्वियसली इनमें से कुछ बहुत टेक्निकल हैं, जैसे अल्फान्यूमेरिक स्ट्रक्चर है, इसमें रोमन न्यूमरल्स से, कैपिटल ABC से, अरबिक नंबर से, स्मॉल लेटर्स से, डिफरेंट आइडियाज़, उनके सब आइडियाज़, टॉपिक्स और उनके सब टॉपिक्स और उनकी एग्जांपल्स हर एक की और उनसे कनेक्टिंग आइडियाज़, इस तरह से वो आपस में इंटरकनेक्टेड हैं. डेसिमल आउटलाइन स्ट्रक्चर भी है. ऑब्वियसली आप अपने जर्नल्स में, एकेडमिक जर्नल्स में या थीसिस वगैरह में भी देखते हैं. बहुत सेंटेंसेस और फ्रेजेस को लेके भी है एग्जाम्पल कि आप आउटलाइन ऐसे डेवलप कर सकते हो. फॉर एग्जांपल जस्ट 1.0 आपके पास जो लाइन है उसमें आपने टॉपिक स्टेटमेंट दे दिया, 1.1 में आपने पहला सपोर्टिंग सेंटेंस दिया, 1.2 में दूसरा, 1.3 में तीसरा. और 1.3 में मे बी तीसरा सपोर्टिंग सेंटेंस देने के साथ यू स्लाइटली एंड वेरी सटली ट्रांजिशन इनटू अदर आइडिया के सेंटेंस पैराग्राफ नंबर 2 का जो टॉपिक सेंटेंस है उसके बारे में भी आपने एक हल्का सा आइडिया दे दिया 1.3 में, एंड सो ऑन एंड सो फोर्थ. या समटाइम्स आप ये भी करते हैं ऐसे आउटलाइन में कि बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट आइडिया उसके टॉपिक सेंटेंस में दे दिया और उसके बाद लेस इंपॉर्टेंट आइडियाज़ या सपोर्टिंग आइडियाज़ आपने फिर से उसकी बॉडी में लाना शुरू कर दिया. हम इसमें से सबसे सिंपल तरीका ऑफ कोर्स फॉलो करेंगे, टॉपिक सेंटेंस सपोर्टिंग, टॉपिक सपोर्टिंग. सो जब आपके पास सारी इन्फॉर्मेशन आपने लिख ली, आपने मैप भी बना लिया, आपने थीम भी डेवलप कर ली, आउटलाइन भी बना ली, how are you going to organize your information? We talked about writing down whatever you know from whatever source about the topic. चाहे वो आपने इंटरनेट से लिया, किसी किताब से, किसी प्रिंट मीडिया से, कहीं इलेक्ट्रॉनिक मीडिया से, किसी फ्रेंड से, टीचर से, जहाँ से भी वो इन्फॉर्मेशन ली, आपको टॉपिक के बारे में जो भी पता था आपने सब लिख दिया. अब उसको ऑर्गेनाइज कैसे करना है? सबसे पहले हमने ऐसे में कहा कि हमने इंट्रोडक्शन ऑब्वियसली लिखना होता है. हमने भी आउटलाइन में भी यही बात की, रिमेंबर. उसके लिए सबसे पहले वी हैव टू प्रोवाइड द इंट्रोडक्शन इन द फर्स्ट सेक्शन ऑफ द आउटलाइन. इट शुड इंक्लूड एन अटेंशन ग्रैबिंग ओपनिंग स्टेटमेंट, जनरल इंफॉर्मेशन अबाउट योर टॉपिक. कोई स्पेसिफिक कॉमेंट बिल्कुल भी नहीं देना, कोई जनरल कॉमेंट देना है जो कि रीडर की अटेंशन को ग्रैब कर ले. This information that you provide in the introduction outline, it should gradually become more specific as you progress through its subsection. पहले सेक्शन, मेन सेक्शन बनाया, फिर उसके बाद उसमें ऑब्वियसली आपने टॉपिक बता दिया, रीफ्रेज कर दिया, उसकी इंपॉर्टेंस बता दी. उसके बाद उसमें सब सेक्शंस में आपने उसके सपोर्टिंग सेंटेंस बता दिए. उसके बाद सेकेंड, थर्ड, फोर्थ, फिफ्थ जितने भी पैराग्राफ्स आपने बॉडी में रखने हैं उसमें भी हम सेम ही चीज़ फॉलो करेंगे अलॉन्ग विद द ट्रांजिशन वर्ड्स. एंड रिमेंबर, जब हमने बात की थी ट्रांजिशन वर्ड्स की टाइप्स की, तो हमने कहा था ये जस्ट बिटवीन 2 पैराग्राफ्स नहीं होता, विद इन 1 पैराग्राफ भी ट्रांजिशन वर्ड्स आते हैं. सो यू हैव टू कीप दैट इन माइंड एज वेल. वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस द एग्जाम्पल्स. आई एम गोइंग टू शो यू द essays from back in time when I started learning how to write an essay. I'll share the real screenshots because उस वक्त की डायरीज भी मेरे पास अभी तक मौजूद हैं. तो आई जस्ट थॉट कि मैं आपको अपनी स्ट्रगल की पिक्चर्स दिखाऊंगी कि मैंने किस तरह से ऐसे क्राफ्ट करना सीखा था. और मेरे टीचर बहुत ही अच्छे थे, उन्होंने मुझे बहुत मेहनत से पढ़ाया, उन्होंने बार बार मेरी गलतियाँ निकाली, बार बार फीडबैक दिया, लूप होल्स हाईलाइट किए, ग्रे एरियाज़ बताए. और मैंने अब तक जितना भी सीखा है मैंने अपने उन्हीं टीचर की वजह से सीखा है. तो अभी भी जितना ये नॉलेज है और मैं जितना आप लोगों से सीख रही हूँ या जितना बाकी टीचर्स से सीखती हूँ वो सब उन्हीं की वजह से. बिकॉज समटाइम्स कुछ टीचर्स ऐसे होते हैं ज़िंदगी में जो आपको पढ़ना नहीं सिखाते, कोई एक टॉपिक नहीं सिखाते, वो आपको ये सिखाते हैं कि आपने सीखना कैसे है. वो आपको ये बताते हैं कि आप में अल्लाह ने क्या क्या सीखने की पोटेंशियल रखा हुआ है. सो ही वॉज़ वन ऑफ दोज टीचर्स. And he's of course very close to my heart, he's very dear, and whatever I am today is because of him. So I have a lot of prayers for him and I want to be a reflection of him. That is why I think we're doing this in the first place, and that is why I want to transfer all what I know into your mind. So you have to make sure that you cooperate with me, you give your 100% attention and focus and everything. Okay, so let's come back. I'll share my own essay writing techniques and my screenshots from my own diary, the notebook that I started writing in back in 2015-16 maybe. And we'll see how I formed topic sentences and supporting ideas and how I'm reconnecting them back over and over again to the topic statement. So body में भी वही ideas discuss करने के बाद we come to the conclusion. We use transition words to conclude and then we present a summary of the entire information that we have presented in the essay. So that's pretty much about it. In the project work, I'm going to give you an example of the essay and you have to identify what elements have I used in that essay. And then we will start practicing our own essays. And I am really sure that you are going to come with great, awesome essays, inshallah. Time for the daily dose. I wanted to give you a few very catchy words that you might want to use in your daily communication. So first off, the first word came to my mind was a bright spark. Remember when we discussed about how can we describe a person in a descriptive essay? So you can use all these words in a descriptive essay if need be, if it's required, if a situation comes like that. So a bright spark is said to a person who is very smart, who is very clever. A bright spark. For example, a new student came in my class, a new colleague walked into the office. It has just been 3 days that he has joined and he's already the apple of the boss's eye. I again used an idiom here, apple of the eye. So, and when we discuss the previous colleagues discuss it, we'll say, oh, you're talking about Sarah? She's a bright spark. She's a very clever person. She knows how to handle everyone, you know. Cold fish. Someone who has very little emotions. Patthar ka dil hai. Who is regarded as hard-hearted and unfeeling. उसको तो कुछ भी feel नहीं होता. She's a cold fish. He's a cold fish. Nerd. शायद आपने ये movies में, English drama serials में बहुत सुना हो. He's a nerd. Sometimes cool guy का perception आता है, of course. कि nerd बहुत ही cool guy होते हैं. But actually में nerd का मतलब है someone who is very interested in science और टेक्नोलॉजी, particularly in computers. कोई कंप्यूटर गीक होगा अगर तो उसको आप नर्ड भी कह सकते हैं. गीक भी इसी तरह की एक टर्म है, GEEK. ऐसा इंसान जिसको कंप्यूटर्स का बहुत शौक है. ही इज़ रियली इनटू कंप्यूटर्स, ही इज़ रियली इन लव विद कंप्यूटर्स, ही नोज एवरीथिंग अबाउट मे बी एनी डोमेन ऑफ द कंप्यूटर. सॉफ्टवेयर का बहुत शौक है उसको. हार्डवेयर का कीड़ा है जिसको आप उर्दू में कहते हैं कि वो तो इस चीज़ का कीड़ा है, मीन्स वो तो इस चीज़ का माहिर है. उसको इंग्लिश में आप कहते हैं नर्ड. चैटर बॉक्स. आई एम श्योर ये सब ने बहुत सुना होगा और ये हमेशा लड़कियों को रेफर किया जाता है कि ओ जवेरिया, यू टॉकिंग अबाउट जवेरिया, शी इज़ सच चैटर बॉक्स, इतना बोलती है हर चीज़ के बारे में. सो पर्सन हु टॉक्स अ लॉट इज़ कॉल्ड अ चैटर बॉक्स. और उन्होंने देखे लड़की की पिक्चर ही लगाई है साथ. पार्टी एनिमल. समवन हु लाइक्स टू अटेंड पार्टीज फ्रीक्वेंटली. ही इज़ अ पार्टी गीक, ही इज़ अ पार्टी नर्ड, ही इज़ अ पार्टी एनिमल. उसको बहुत पसंद है पार्टीज़ में जाना. सो ये कुछ वर्ड्स हैं जो आप किसी भी पर्सन को डिस्क्राइब करने के लिए यूज़ कर सकते हैं. और अगर डिस्क्रिप्टिव ऐसे में कोई ऐसा मौका आया तो यू आर मोर देन वेलकम. लोन वुल्फ. समवन हु प्रेफर्स हिज ओन कंपनी एंड डज नॉट लाइक सोशलाइजिंग. वी कैन ऑल्सो से अ लोन बर्ड. तो दोनों का सेम मीनिंग है. लोन बर्ड, लोन वुल्फ मीन्स कोई बहुत इंट्रोवर्ट है, घुलना मिलना पसंद नहीं करता, सोशलाइज करना पसंद नहीं करता. एक्सट्रोवर्ट का मतलब जो बहुत लोगों से घुलते मिलते हैं, एनर्जेटिक होते हैं, बहुत बातूनी होते हैं, कॉन्फिडेंट होते हैं मोस्टली. और ज़रूरी नहीं है कि इसका जनरलाइजेशन हम इस पर पुट करें कि इंट्रोवर्ट्स कॉन्फिडेंट नहीं होते, लेकिन जनरली ये परसेप्शन है लोगों का कि एक्सट्रोवर्ट जो है वो ज़्यादा कॉन्फिडेंट है, वो ज़्यादा आउटगोइंग होते हैं, ज़्यादा लोगों से बात करते हैं, सोशलाइज करते हैं, उनकी सोशल स्किल्स बड़ी अच्छी हैं, इंटरपर्सनल स्किल्स बड़ी अच्छी होती हैं, एट्सेट्रा एट्सेट्रा. एंड आई एम श्योर आपने ये दोनों वर्ड सुने होंगे, एक्सट्रोवर्ट भी और इंट्रोवर्ट भी. शायद आपने एक इनके बीच का वर्ड ना सुना हो, तो वो मैं आज आपको बता देती हूँ. दैट्स एम्बीवर्ट. एम्बीवर्ट का मतलब है जो जिसके मूड पे डिपेंड करता है. उसका मूड होगा तो बहुत सोशलाइज करेगा, उसका मूड नहीं होगा तो बिल्कुल सोशलाइज नहीं करेगा. एम्बीवर्ट एक्सट्रोवर्ट और इंट्रोवर्ट का मिक्सचर होता है. सो दैट्स प्रीटी मच अबाउट इट. आज के लेक्चर में हमने एसे के डिफरेंट मैपिंग टेक्निक्स डिस्कस की. हमने मैपिंग की इम्पोर्टेंस पढ़ी, राइटिंग प्रोसेस में मैपिंग कितना इम्पोर्टेंट है ये पढ़ा हमने. इसके अलावा हमने ये देखा कि एसे की थीम, उसकी आउटलाइन कैसे बनाई जा सकती है. एंड ऑफ कोर्स वी हैव द डेली डोज एज वेल. आई होप यू हैव एंजॉयड टुडेज लेक्चर. सी यू